なんで小学生が OL みたいな格好し、ちょっと泣かないでよ。いい子いい子。娘の前だから格好つけちゃってんだよ。なんだおめえら。
My Senpai is Annoying is a delightful slice-of-life anime that follows the daily life of a hard-working and talented young woman named Futaba Igarashi, who works at an advertising agency. However, there's one person at her workplace who constantly tests her patience, her overbearing and annoying senpai, Harumi Takeda. Despite Harumi's irritating and intrusive behavior, Futaba tries her best to navigate their work and personal relationship with grace and professionalism. Futaba Igarashi is an aspiring salesperson working for Itomaki Trading. Despite her diminutive stature, she works hard to achieve her goal. However, her senpai, Harumi Takeda, is a large man and often teases her by tussling her hair. Together, they visit various companies to give sales pitches. Takeda encourages Igarashi to give the pitch, which results in her making her very first sale. Unfortunately, the next day, Igarashi learns that she has made a mistake and owes the client an apology. She feels even worse when Takeda steps in to give the apology on her behalf. Later that day, Igarashi forgets her train pass and returns to the office to retrieve it. There, she finds Takeda asleep, having worked late to fix her mistake. The following day, Igarashi returns to work feeling normal, much to the relief of her coworkers. She develops a better pitch and makes an even bigger sale to the client. She apologizes to Takeda for causing trouble, and they go out drinking to celebrate. However, Igarashi becomes drunk and starts wondering why Takeda is so nice to her. She demands to know if he likes her, to which he confirms that he does, like a daughter. Igarashi drunkenly bemoans not being thought of as Takeda's wife, but she quickly realizes what she has said and becomes embarrassed. Despite this awkward encounter, Igarashi continues to work hard towards her goal of becoming a successful salesperson. The next day, Igarashi apologizes to Takeda for her previous statement, and Takeda confesses that he found it amusing since she was drunk. While relieved, Igarashi feels a tinge of disappointment. At lunch, Kazuma's colleagues express interest in Sakurai, but Kazuma has never made a move on her. Igarashi feels irritated when her colleagues comment that she resembles Takeda's daughter. She then seeks advice from Sakurai on how to enhance her bust, but panics when Sakurai assumes it's for Takeda's benefit. During a shopping trip with Natsumi Kurobe, Igarashi tries on clothes and pants or bra to visualize having larger breasts. However, she forgets to remove the pads when Takeda and Kazuma board the train, much to her chagrin. Despite this, Takeda remains unaware of the situation, upsetting Igarashi as she feels he doesn't see her as a woman. Meanwhile, Sakura receives an invitation from a colleague, prompting Kazuma to help her by pretending to receive a phone call, which Sakurai finds endearing. Later, Takeda catches a man taking pictures of Igarashi's underwear, and Sakurai asks Kazuma out for dinner. Finally, although Igarashi now respects Takeda more, she still punches him when he calls her little. Despite it being freezing, Igarashi selflessly gives her scarf to a young girl. Takeda, noticing her discomfort, offers his own scarf to Igarashi and, to her great embarrassment, shares the incident with the entire office. Later on, Igarashi and Sakurai are selected to be office Santas. Igarashi contemplates buying Takeda a gift, and Kurobe suggests a necktie. While dressed as Santa, Sakurai charms the office men, and Takeda teases Igarashi playfully. Igarashi hesitates in giving Takeda the necktie and misses her chance when Kazuma arrives early. Eventually, they all go out for a Christmas meal after work. Sakurai has a good time teasing Kazuma about her costume, and Kazuma manages to ask her out for dinner. Igarashi finally gives Takeda the tie, and Takeda surprises her with a replacement scarf. However, he chooses not to wear the tie the next day, preferring to display it on his desk, until an upset Igarashi forces him to wear it properly. Before we continue, take a moment to answer the question of the day. what is your favorite ending in anime? Comment down below for a chance to be shouted out. Now, back to the recap. When Igarashi catches a cold, it worries everyone around her. In order to restock her empty fridge, she heads out to the grocery store, only to find Takeda waiting outside her apartment with a bag of groceries. Not only does he cook her dinner, but he also leaves once she falls asleep. Although Igarashi recovers, she is left feeling mortified when she realizes she invited Takeda into her apartment. This prompts Takeda to purchase a smartphone, as he was the last to know about Igarashi's illness. On their day off, Igarashi offers to help him shop for a new phone and promises to look after him if he ever gets sick. However, their outing is witnessed by Kurobe, who later calls Igarashi to tease her. Despite her impatience for Takeda to send her a text, it takes some help from Kazuma for Takeda to finally send a message, bringing a smile to Igarashi's face. Unfortunately, Takeda also catches a cold, but Igarashi steps up to repay the favor by visiting his apartment. After a meal and some sleep, Igarashi can't help but wonder what Takeda's chin stubble feels like. However, when he wakes up, she becomes so embarrassed that she karate chops him and runs away. The following day, Takeda thanks her and accidentally lets her colleagues know about her visit. Igarashi offers to cook for him again as he had enjoyed her food so much. Valentine's Day is fast approaching, and Igarashi and Kurobe lend a helping hand to a young man who seems to have lost his way. Igarashi is elated when the young man recognizes her as an adult. Meanwhile, Sakurai is busy planning her usual chocolates for everyone, and the men are hopeful of receiving special heartfelt chocolates this year. Igarashi spends most of the day without Takeda and feels melancholic. Fortunately, Takeda invites her for ramen after work, lifting her spirits. While waiting for Igarashi to arrive, Takeda comes to the rescue of the young man, saving him from some thieves. When Igarashi and Sakurai finally arrive, they discover that the young man is Sakurai's younger brother, Yuto. Later, Takeda and Igarashi head out for ramen, leaving Kazuma to see Sakurai with Yuto and assume they're on a date, which sends him into a depressive spiral. Igarashi shows her thoughtfulness by making chocolate for everyone, including a special green tea chocolate for Takeda, who doesn't like sweets. She worries that he might misinterpret it as a heartfelt chocolate. Meanwhile, Sakurai gives heartfelt chocolate to Kazuma, but he misconstrues it as a gesture of mere politeness. Thankfully, Sakurai clarifies the misunderstanding about Yuto, and Kazuma apologizes. Igarashi later claims to have seen Kazuma with a ridiculously big grin on his face, which everyone finds hard to believe. Sakurai's accidental sending of a misleading photograph of Igarashi and Takeda to Igarashi's grandfather leads to a series of events. While Igarashi is shopping for her own birthday present, she discovers that Takeda's birthday is the same day as hers. As a result, they buy flowers for each other. However, when Igarashi's grandfather arrives, he clashes with Takeda over who has the right to tussle Igarashi's hair despite their similar personalities. Despite their initial efforts to avoid each other, Grandpa and Takeda discover they have many common hobbies. They repeatedly bump into each other and compete childishly at fishing, baseball, and even litter picking. As a result, they develop a grudging respect for each other. Grandpa reminisces about raising Igarashi until she decided to live by herself for high school. When White Day arrives, Kazuma gives Sakurai macarons, while Takeda gives Igarashi medicine for her yearly hay fever outbreak and an invitation to dinner. Takeda even informs Grandpa in the bathroom that Igarashi is doing well because she is just as stubborn as he is. Later, some delinquents harass Igarashi, but Takeda and Grandpa work together to punish them swiftly. Despite her initial annoyance at both of them, Igarashi forgives them and they all go to dinner together. What will happen next? Find out on our next recap of My Senpai is Annoying.